All right, class, we are going to do a reading today, a short reading called Wolves to the Rescue. This is an informational text. That means we are going to learn some stuff from it, which you know we love. Your goal for today, you're going to be able to use details from this text to answer a question. You're going to do some writing. So today I want you to first read the text. If you have trouble reading, you can also be listening to this video, but I want you to make sure that you are reading along with me. Pause the video and read as we go. And then at the end, I want you to answer a question. The question is going to be, do you think bringing wolves back to Yellowstone was a good idea? So we see a picture of a wolf there, and we're going to learn about how the wolves relate to a park called Yellowstone National Park. And you're going to answer the question, do you think bringing wolves back to Yellowstone was a good idea? So you're going to give me your opinion. You're going to write at least 5 complete sentences. You know how every one of those sentences is going to start with an uppercase letter. It's going to end with punctuation. You're going to use details from the text to support your answer. While you're reading, you can stop and jot. Write notes or circle things down, that you circle things or underline things that you're going to want to write about. I realize you don't have the book in front of you, so that's why you might need a pen and paper or a pencil and paper. Write yourself notes. And then don't forget to restate the question. So our question is, do you think bringing wolves back to Yellowstone was a good idea? You restate that by saying something like, I think bringing back wolves to Yellowstone is a good idea because. All right, let's do some great work and let's get right into this interesting story. Wolves to the rescue. Listen closely. Once, gray wolves were not welcome in the United States. Farmers said the wolves were killing their animals, so people killed wolves to protect the animals. By 1926, so this is about 100 years ago, by 1926, no wolves were left in Yellowstone National Park, a large park in the states of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Then scientists realized how important wolves had been to the park. I'm going to say that again because that might be important for you to remember. Then scientists realized how important wolves had been to the park. The wolves hunted elk for food. Without wolves, the number of elk grew and grew. I'm going to pause here. You might want to read this again, so I will leave it on the screen, and you will leave it on the screen as you pause. Read through it again. Make sure you're remembering some details and jotting down notes. Is it good to bring wolves back, and why? Scientists realized how important wolves had been to the park. The wolves hunted elk for food. Without wolves, the number of elk grew and grew. Let's keep going. Let's see what happened next in the park. The elk liked to eat willow trees. That led to a problem. Beavers use willow trees to build dams across rivers. Now look at this. The wolves hunt the elk, but if the wolves aren't going to be around, there's going to be a lot of elk. And what did the elk like to do? The elk like to eat willow trees. But those willow trees are important because that next sentence, that led to a problem. Beavers use willow trees to build dams across the river. Let's see what those dams do. The dams make ponds. Without willow, beavers stopped building dams. Ponds dried up. Fish and reptiles had fewer places to live. So now we're learning about the cycle of nature and how all the different animals and all the different plants all are actually helping each other. Let's keep reading our last paragraph. Scientists said bringing the wolves back would help solve this problem. People listened. In 1995 and 1996, 31 wolves were brought to Yellowstone. After that, there were fewer elk to eat the willow trees, and beavers built dams again. The dams formed ponds where fish and reptiles could make their homes. Today, there are more than 108 wolves in Yellowstone. I'm going to ask you to pause the video here. Read this whole story again to yourself once more so you get everything locked in your brain so you're ready to answer this question with as awesome thought as you have. Let's go on and see what we're going to do. Now's where you show me what you know. Our question is, do you think bringing wolves back to Yellowstone was a good idea? Write a complete paragraph using details from the text to explain your opinion. Write at least 5 sentences and then type your answer. Don't forget to submit your answers when you are done. When you have completed your work for today, click Turn In so I get it. If you have any questions, as all, call your teacher.